welcome. Today is a good day. I was going to get, special guest on. That's why I'm rubbing my hands. I'm excited to be here. It's a good day. You're watching this our footy fantasy pod. Before we even introduce our guest, like, share, subscribe. YouTube, Footy Fantasy. We hit 405, road to 500. Like, share, subscribe. On Twitter, Footy 80 Fantasy, road to 1.5K. We're like, I think 20 off. Instagram, Fantasy Footy. Like, share, subscribe. Help our algorithm. Today's show, I had to bring our legend from our forum who decided to leave us. Yeah. We don't know why he left. Now that Arsenal is doing well, he ran away. We still Sam. Thanks for coming on.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to be here.
And Newcastle legend Raji, teams flying high, 2 dubs. At least, funny enough, I think his team beat both of our teams in a matter of 4 or 5 days. Thanks for coming on, Mr. Raji.
Yeah, I apologize. I've been drinking some Arsenal tears, so you'll have to forgive my excitement.
Someone said, laugh, like a first comment is flying already. Laughing my ass off. Raji with the boss post coming up with the chat. Akira 84729. Yep. Let's dive in, I guess. Newcastle Arsenal yesterday. I think let me update the scoreline so that it's even more real. Ended 1-0 in favor of Newcastle. I know there's a lot of talk about VAR, but let's talk about the game first before we get into VAR. So let's start with the winners. Raji, give us your thoughts about the game. Where was game won and lost? What are your thoughts?
It's always very interesting to see this Newcastle versus Arsenal game because, you always see the mentality of Arteta when you watch a game. I remember like 2 years ago when we had the Champions League finals, and the Champions League game where Arsenal needed to beat Newcastle at St. James Park, and Arsenal comes in and they wanted to play tiki-taka football, and they got beat at St. James Park. We beat them 2-0. So, the next season they prepared for the Newcastle game. So we go to Arsenal, and what happens is that they want to match Newcastle's physicality. So Newcastle comes with physicality and they want to match it. So they put all the physical players in there, and the game ended 0-0. That stuff hurt Arteta. So what he does is he brings that same physicality to St. James Park, and I guess we were not prepared for that kind of game. The game that Arsenal beat us last season 2-0 at St. James Park, if Newcastle had scored at the very beginning, the penalty, I don't think the game would have ended the way it does. So Arsenal scored the first goal with Odegaard, and then they score a second goal, and they beat Newcastle 2-0. And at the end of the game, Arteta is all smiles. Okay, this is a great game. The winning team deserved to win. Howe comes in, plays the exact same way. We play physicality because Arsenal comes in with physicality, and you could tell from the very beginning that this is what they wanted to do. Arteta that complained about Newcastle wasting time. Arteta complained about Newcastle boys taking forever to get in the goal kicks, the throw-ins. Arteta talking about Newcastle being physical. Decided that he was going to play Newcastle at their game. And they lost the game because they were not able to create any chance. They only tested the keeper once throughout the game, and it was a team shot from Martinelli. Saka was locked out. Nketiah was locked out. The midfield was locked out. They were not able to create anything. And Newcastle had one chance and they scored the goal, despite having several half chances in the game. Newcastle were the deserved winners in that game because they tactically outplayed Arsenal. And at the last 10 minutes of this game, they gave Arsenal the ball. They played a 4-5 bank, 4-5-1, and Arsenal couldn't create anything throughout the game. And, after the game, Arteta comes out and he tries to deflect the poor game that they played by talking about the ref. But the thing about it is Arteta has a history of just whining and whining and whining. And that stuff has dissipated down to the Arsenal fans. And so they all whine, and they will spend the whole week talking about how Arsenal didn't get a fair shake. But in reality, they didn't play well at all. And we've all lost the ability to be critical of Arsenal because, the underlying core of this is that Arsenal, at their very core, believe that Newcastle is a lower team than they are. and they deserve to win every game at Newcastle. So we'll start with that racist premise, and we'll continue from there. That's my perspective on the game. Samuel, your chance.
Now, yeah, I um
Let me
personally, right?
your question.
Personally,
Did Arsenal
personally, I
play well?
what?
Did Arsenal play well? Did they deserve?
Now, personally, right, that game, right, yeah, it deserves to be a draw. It should have been ended a draw because both teams, right, weren't good at all. It was a flat game. It was
Why
physical,
wasn't
right?
Newcastle good?
Listen. You see, we've known Newcastle from the day one, right? They're always physical against big team. When they play against Man City, United, Liverpool, they're always physical. That's your game, your pattern of play. And the only way you can stand a chance of beating Newcastle or any big team is by being physical as well.
Okay.
So being physical right in the game is not something that we do as a club, as a team, but that is your pattern of play against any big team. I've watched you guys play all big teams, right? All you do is just kick them around, be physical, be violent and all that, and just try and get a draw. That's all you do.
Be violent and all
Okay,
that.
okay. Now, yeah, I'm gonna comment about yesterday's game, right? Because I watched that game, right? I didn't see where a goal was coming from, bro, from the both teams, right? Few chances, Arsenal had the most of the ball, position of the ball and all that during that game. If you upload the stats, right, you see there. Do you know what I mean? We had probably about 6% of the possession of the ball or whatever, but there was no clear-cut chances in that game between the both teams, right? So I was expecting that game, right, deserves to be a draw because there's nothing, just physical elbows flying around and all that. And I was wondering as well, right, yeah, how come Kai Havertz, right, finished that game? He should have been sent off, personally. And Bruno, right, should have been sent off as well too, personally. That's my own thing, right? But they both finished that game for some reason I don't understand. Now that game, right, it's not something that I can really talk about because something else entirely, right, just overshadowed the entire game. And usually, right, when you get beat by a team, right, okay, I'll give you an example. On the Wednesday before we played yesterday, West Ham, right, Carabao Cup, right, obviously won the game by 3-1, and that was a clear win. There was no excuse, nothing. We got defeated and all that. But when something overshadows a game, right, like the officiating of that game, then it becomes, something that we need to look into. Now, it has happened to a lot of teams in the past, right? But it's getting to a point where teams, I mean, club as a whole, the entire Premier League and the entire fans of the Premier League clubs should come together, right, and sort this thing out because it's getting too much now, right? Personally, I think that game yesterday should have ended in a draw. It's that simple. There was no clear-cut chance from anybody. Newcastle were just kicking each other. I mean, everywhere and all that. So it wasn't. Is that what?
Before you go into like VR.
Yeah. There was nothing. There was.
Hold on, Sam. Take a comment.
Okay.
Someone says, Sammy man, long time. Good to see your face. A pity now L you can't discuss on the podcast today. Ola. That's Liverpool fan Ola. Unsolicited advice says, wow, what the name? Raji might also write a book about Arteta'S whining. Cheers. Comment says, Arteta wine pass Okada, we get engine problem. Someone say laughing my ass off racism. Yeah.
Imagine. Racism. What's that? What's that got to do with football, bro?
Slinger says, damn, Arsenal should demand a replay of shooting the player is shocking. Okay, comments, they love it. Raji, Facebook user says 2 minutes of chatter to bring up the refs. Sammy, thanks for mentioning that Harvard should have been sent off along with Bruno. Many Arsenal fans pretended as if it was right for Harvard to finish the game. Before we go to like the controversy of referee, I want to talk about the game a little bit. Just my own thoughts about the game. I'm with facts and stats. Newcastle actually created more chances, right? They created one big chance. Arsenal created 0.
Oh, let me ask you a question. How many times did Newcastle kick themselves in the stats? Because Samuel is talking about how Newcastle is just punching and kicking everybody. Please include that in your stats.
Newcastle created 1.04 expected goals. Arsenal had 0.57, so almost twice the XG. Newcastle had 9 shots. Arsenal had 14. 14 fouls by Newcastle, 9 by Arsenal. 11 corners, 0.
That's all you need to know. 14 fouls by Newcastle, 9 Arsenal. That's nearly double, bro.
Shots on target, 1 shot on target from Arsenal, 2 block shots, 9 from us. Arsenal blocked a lot. There were a lot of block shots. So essentially, Newcastle created more quality chances, right? And from the
okay. What about the ball position as well, too, bro?
From the XG, ball possession, 59% Arsenal, 41% Newcastle.
There you go. That's the way to Arsenal.
Who wins on ball position? Ball possession is a fixed stat, man.
So what I'm saying, right? Basically, what I'm saying is that game was just flat, bro. Do you know what I mean? There was no end-to-end game where you think, oh yeah,
it wasn't an end-to-end
game.
It's a scrappy game. It was.
Yeah.
It was Newcastle created more chances, right? And in my opinion,
come on, bro.
Arsenal fell into Newcastle's trap. Let me
1.5, bro. They're home, bro. They should.
It doesn't matter.
But no. Okay. Let's leave that alone, right here. What I'm trying to say to you is that game was flat.
Yeah, but
it should have ended. It should have ended in a draw. That's what I'm telling you, bro.
I don't know about
you can have a flat game that ends 1-0 now. Which is what we had yesterday.
But that goal, right, that went in, right, shouldn't have stood in any way.
When Arsenal played Man City at home at the Emirates, right, Samuel, that was a flat game too, right?
No, that was tactical game, bro.
This was tactical too.
It's not too, bro. Have you seen kicking and all that, bro? This guy was also kicking. That's all.
Can I come in? Let me, Samuel. Let me come in.
That's all they came to do, bro.
Let me come in.
And my thing, right? Yeah, my thing is right. I'm not even bothered, right, about the L, whatever, because
you're not bothered about the L.
I'm still above them on the table, right? Listen, I'm still above you on the table, right? And the last time I came to, last season I came to your place, right? Yeah, you took an L right in front of your fans. You've never beaten my home before. Have you beaten my home? Have you beaten me at the Emirates before? No.
Yeah,
I came to your place last. So what I'm saying is I'm still above you on the table, right? So you're still looking at my bum on the table. So just take that, right? But what I'm trying to say is I'm not even bothered about the L, whatever. It's not my problem because my player, right, gave account of themselves yesterday, right, by going physical with the Newcastle players the way they want it, and the ref and the VAR took away the entire game in a way because. You as a Man United fan, right? You might not see that way because all you want there. Because even after the game, right, the first mistake to me was like, you see, you lost. You forgot about what actually happened in the game. That's what I'm saying. You're being biased, right? You're being biased because no, it's the fact, bro. Everybody knows, bro. But on a normal level, right? I've listened to a lot of United fans, right? Yeah, even the ones with big channel on TV, right? Like Go Bridge, like what's the name?
What does Go Bridge know? What does Go Bridge know?
Bro, it's got a massive fan base that you can.
That doesn't mean so.
You can only dream of, bro. You can
just because you have a massive fan base doesn't mean you know what you're talking about.
Bro, you can only dream of it, bro.
I don't want to. I don't want it. You can have his fan base,
bro. Listen, see the one thing that you got to respect people is once they build something, right, you got to respect it, right? It's built his own fan base over the years, right, and his opinion counts a lot more than yours. Nobody gives you about your opinion, bro. Nobody gives you about your opinion. But his opinion, right? He said something yesterday, right? And he said it's spot on. Go listen to me. You know what he said, right? And that VAR, right? VAR took the shine away from the football entirely. I don't even care about the loss or anything.
All right. Can I talk real quick? At the very beginning, I mentioned that there's a certain level of racism that goes on, and I think I used the wrong word. I should have said elitism.
You always do.
Hold on. Should I say? I should have said elitism. I should say elitism.
You always do.
You know.
You always do.
As part of this discussion, he has insinuated that I wanted to see his bum so that I can because he's above us. I don't understand any of this. Weird things that because he's above us on the Premier League table that all of a sudden we can't talk, and then he points to one person on the internet because they have a high following that my opinion doesn't count as much as them. So I disagree with a lot of those things that you said. I don't have an interest.
Normally you should, bro, but it doesn't matter.
So just because he has a bigger following doesn't mean that my opinion doesn't count. All right. That's a ridiculous statement.
Your opinion count in your own pocket, bro. Nobody gives you about your opinion. That's what I'm saying.
I'm on this podcast.
Nobody gives you about your opinion. That's what I'm saying, bro. Your opinion don't count, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I'm on the podcast and people are listening.
Your opinion, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Let's see comments then. A guy comment says there was nothing wrong with the VAR decisions yesterday. I beg. The ball wasn't over the line. No foul on Gabriel. And if you understand the rules of offside, you understand why Gordon wasn't offside. Facebook users says, take them stars to your father. Points were collected. Laughing my ass off. Newcastle's XG went up because of the goal that was allowed. Arsenal had more XG prior to that. But I mean, that's the point of XG, right?
I mean, that's the point of XG. I mean, the goal stands.
How are you moving the goal? Like LOL, the Skydon frog this is giving.
All of this is. They're still looking at my bum. Looking at my bum. I mean, what is so special about your bum, man?
Bro. I'm still above him on the table. I don't know what he's on about. I'm going to win the league, so what's the point?
I said, there's a level of elitism that comes with arguing about Arsenal fans. They feel like they deserve it. But let's talk about the game. I want to talk about the game because the game is what matters. And despite all the whining, the important thing is Newcastle won the game. And I can tell you why they won the game. Arsenal comes in and they always like to play possession football. They're a very good possession team. And they have technical players who can control the game very, very well. Yeah. You give them an opportunity, they'll create chances from all around the field by using overlapping left backs and right backs to create chances in the front, and they have clinical strikers in the end who can score goals. That's how Arsenal plays.
They're clinical strikers, man. What game are you watching, bro? What Arsenal are you talking about?
Okay, let me finish.
No, I don't understand what you're talking about, bro. Because
you talk about
now you're giving statements, right? They're not even full. But they're false statements, bro.
Okay. Name me one. Let me finish. I'm talking about Arsenal collectively.
Name me one clinical striker we've got at Arsenal, bro.
Jesus is a clinical striker.
You must believe in the bro. Because Jesus is not even clinical. Jesus is far from clinical, bro. Clinical. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
Okay. All right.
Bro, that man has never had 15 goals in the league before.
But when he has the chance, like I said, everything plays. Hold on now.
I think
come on, man. Your statement is just false, bro.
Let me finish. So, the interesting thing is, if you give Arsenal the opportunity in front of the post, they will score.
Yeah.
Newcastle comes in and says, the important thing is like your team is a lot more technical than we are. We can't play you at
kick them. So you gotta kick them, innit?
We can't play you at your game. We're going to play you at our game. And the game we have is a disruptor game. So we say we're going to disrupt your game. And Arsenal falls into the trap and says, instead of playing our own game, we're going to play you at your game and we're going to be physical with you. And so they say, all right, Newcastle, you're coming with your physical game. We're going to be physical with you. And by doing that, they fall into Newcastle's trap where the game that they're going to play is physical and not necessarily. It's tactical because Newcastle comes in with a game plan to disrupt Arsenal's game. And they go in doing that. So all of this is tactical. They talked about this in the boardroom. They said, don't let Arsenal play. And they go in and they did not let Arsenal play. So this is a very tactical decision by the Newcastle team to let Arsenal fall into their trap. And Arsenal does, and we beat them at our own game. We're better physical, we're more athletic than Arsenal, we're stronger, and we're faster. So we beat them. They have better defensives, they have a better midfield, and maybe we have a better striker, but maybe we have a better strike force. But yesterday, we didn't have our main striker, Isak, injured. We didn't have our main defenders, Botman. We didn't have a strong, attacking force. We just said we're going to beat you at our game, and we beat you at our game. So there's a conversation that someone wants to have that Newcastle just wants to kick. The game got tense because Arsenal felt like they could fight back, and they started to fight back. And Newcastle is the king of dark arts. That's why you can punch somebody in the head and still get away with it. You guys lost the game.
I was lucky though.
Are you happy? Are you happy about that, right?
I mean,
are you happy about that? You're smiling about that.
I'm not unhappy.
Ayo, can you listen to me? You put somebody
I'm not unhappy.
And you're happy about it.
Let me tell you something.
If that was my player, right, I'll be fuming, bro. If that was my player, I'll be fuming because he lost.
If there's any player who is an embodiment of the whiny,
there's no need for you to punch anybody on the head. There's no need for you.
I agree.
You know what I mean? If that was my player, I'll be fuming, bro.
Okay.
I'll be fuming because that was wrong from all levels, bro. You should never do that. At the back of the head, you should never do that to any player.
Okay.
The fact that you support that, right, tells me a lot about who you are, bro.
I did not say I support it.
If that was my player,
I never said.
Bro.
I never said I supported it. All I said was Newcastle, according to you, is the king of the dark arts. And they did the dark arts on the guy. And if there's any player who embodies the whiny nature of Arsenal these days, is Jorginho. So, I mean, at least they gave him a reason to hold his head. So
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to talk here? Yeah? Listen here. Personally,
Which decisions do you think were wrong or controversial yesterday? Let's start with that approach.
honestly, quite a few.
Okay.
Quite a few, because
please be very specific.
To start with, right? Yeah, the fact that Bruno only got one yellow card yesterday, yeah, is just ridiculous, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we talking about the goal? Are we talking about the goal? Or are we just talking about the game?
The entire game I'm talking about.
Okay, go.
The fact that Bruno got only one yellow card yesterday, right? Is because that forehand, right, behind the head of Jorginho deserves at least a yellow card, bro.
No, it deserves a red.
Because no. I'm just saying at least minimum, bare minimum, bro.
That deserved the red. It was a red.
No, bro, bare minimum, right? Yeah, not even a yellow card was given to him for that, because Jorginho passed the ball already. It just went boom right behind him. That is just foul from every level. Okay. Bare minimum, it deserves a yellow. Bare minimum, and that's red to me, because it wasn't like he was going to get the ball. The ball had already gone, bro.
But don't forget that this kind of thing is happening on the pitch all the time. Players are punching each other in the back, elbowing each other.
The fact that it's
just because the camera saw it.
Yeah, bro. For the fact that it's happening doesn't mean it should happen, bro. That's what I'm saying to you.
But I'm saying that it happens. It happens.
Secondly, right, yeah, there was a place where you guys had a free kick, right, and he kicked the ball directly at Harvard, bro. That to me, right, shouldn't be happening as well.
He didn't kick the ball on Havertz. Havertz blocked the ball from getting.
No, bro. You need to go and check that game again. There were players around him. There were players around to pass through. He just kicked the ball directly at Havertz because he was pissed off. He lost his head totally.
Okay.
There was players as well to where he nearly choked. What's the name? Fabio. Ow, bro.
He pushed him back.
That one, he got yellow. He got a yellow for that, and that is red when you put your hands on somebody's neck trying to get the ball.
He didn't touch his neck, man. It was his chest.
Yeah, whatever, bro. You put your hand out.
He just raised his hands out. His hands were flat. It wasn't a punch. It was a flat hand, and he pushed him away.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro.
Push each other.
Okay,
that one is normal football.
Okay. That one he got a yellow for. Okay, tell me now, right? Him getting a yellow for that, and the one he did to Jorginho, which one is more awful, and both of them. So if he could get a yellow for that. So how come they missed the red for Jorginho? I don't get it, bro.
So Bruno's incident.
Secondly, Harvard, right? Yeah. Okay. After he got a yellow for what he did, right? Yeah, that tackle he did, right? That would have been a red if he had connected with the player, right? But his back leg, his other leg, his trailing leg, right? Yeah, actually whacked the player. That was the yellow, deserved yellow, I would say, right? Then when he went tackling on the floor, and I think he clipped a Wilson. I can't remember who he was. After that, had been a red, second yellow straight away. Should have been out. Then totally right, yeah, bro. Those, the goal itself, right? That push, right? The way, what's his name? Joelinton placed his hand on Gabriel's back, bro.
Gabriel and both going for the ball.
Bro, that is a foul. Doesn't matter doing, bro. That is a foul anywhere else.
Gabriel was leaning forward to hit the ball out.
Bro, I watched United, right, yeah, against Man City. Their first penalty, right? That shouldn't be a penalty.
It's fine. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The inconsistency is just mad, bro. That shouldn't be a penalty, bro. If that's the penalty, then how come the one he placed his hand on Gabriel's back, yeah, is not a foul against him?
Have you seen what happens when corner kicks are taken? Where people are tugging on each other's shirts, pulling each other down in the box. I don't understand what you mean.
So I think it's inconsistent, right? Of course.
I mean, I agree it's inconsistent.
Bro, what I'm saying, right, yeah, the inconsistency is just mad, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's things that happen right there. It shouldn't be happening.
Inconsistency is a human trait. Why does Arsenal deserve to have drawn or won that game?
No. What I'm telling you, right, is when you've got help, right, to make your inconsistency be consistent, right? You need to use that help.
Who is
You know,
who is helping?
there's nothing. There's
Who is
nothing.
helping?
The VAR. No, the VAR is there for a reason, bro.
I'm going to move us on of this.
All right, because I mean the interesting thing about this conversation is they deflect from the fact that they didn't have anything to win the game. I talked about how Newcastle won the game. How could Arsenal have won the game? You're pointing out all the things that are
Talked about how
wrong.
Newcastle won the game, bro. Listen here. The only reason why that game, right, was a bit flat on our side because our main player, right, here, the key player between our midfield, right, and our attack, Odegaard, was missing, right. So it became a bit hard. Listen to me. Let me land. Let me finish, man. Let me finish. Just us, friend. Let me finish, man. Because somebody pause this boy, man. Let me finish. So what I'm saying is, right, the link, right, between the midfield and attack, right, is missing, Odegaard. And when you miss that link between them, right, yeah, it's always a problem. So from them on, right, we couldn't connect because there's so many times when Saka came into the midfield, right, yeah, and he couldn't link up with Odegaard because it wasn't there. So when you have that missing, right, there's always going to be a problem because our captain, right, and almost every attack goes through him as well.
So are you trying to say that you didn't deserve to win the game because
Odegaard
was not there?
What I'm saying is because it wasn't there, you guys don't deserve to win the game as well because the game was flat.
What the hell?
Okay,
so
I'm going
to say one last thing. Isak was not there. Tonali was not there.
A draw would have been perfect for that game. A draw.
All right. This is just elitism at the highest level.
It's not racism anymore. It's not racism anymore. Mr. Racism. It's not racism anymore, right?
I told you it's elitism. Bro, don't forget. People in the South always look down on the people in the North as
that's you though.
Just weird.
That's what you think. That's what you think, though.
I mean,
that's what you think. That's what you think now. That's your mentality, bro.
Okay.
That's your mentality. That's what you think.
We're moving on. Okay, Kwame, why are you on the stream?
Oh, God. Listen. I'm gonna leave you guys in a second. I have to go and cook my jollof rice, but I just wanted to jump on here to talk about that the Newcastle goal. I mean, I don't care. I don't give a shit about whatever else happened in the game. But that goal specifically, they looked at the offside, they looked at the foul, the alleged foul, and they looked at whether the ball was in or out of play. Let's start with the ball being out of play. That ball was not out of play, right? If they really showed you like a bird eye / hawk eye vision of that ball, you will see that the very outermost part of the curved part of the ball would have still been within the line, at least up to the edge of the line at that ball landed.
Can I ask you a question? Hold on,
let me
No. Before you jump, right? Before you keep on going there, can I ask you a question potentially what you say right now? What you said right now, when the official VAR people, right, when they actually spoke to the referee, was that ball, right? That show was not inconclusive at that point in time.
I don't give a shit about inconclusive.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is, the point is trying to want to know.
The point is, bro.
Hold on. Look, the same thing. Look,
right?
This is not even.
You should stand, right? That's how it works.
Say that again.
It's inconclusive.
That's what I'm saying. If it's inconclusive, right, which means his own opinion. Right? He's going from somewhere else.
So no.
The reason VAR gave that ball, they couldn't done that ball because they say it's inconclusive.
Okay,
that's why I said. He's talking about Okai and all this nonsense. Who gives a shit about Okai?
If it is inconclusive, if it is inconclusive, the on-field decision should stand. Which means there is no great weight. There's no great evidential weight to overrule the goal if it is inconclusive. Right. Now, I'm not.
So why are you coming up with that?
I don't want to address the inconsistencies in decisions. I don't want to address that. But what I'm saying is, if they showed you a bird's eye view, hawk eye, eagle eye, whatever technology they use, let me finish.
If and ball does not make any sense.
I ain't even got to
leave, bro. Yet, bro. You're not making sense, bro. Yeah. Just leave. Go and.
Man, you went on mute, fam. This man is on mute. Can you guys hear me? This guy's on mute.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Now, well, whatever. I mean, look, that's the same. That is the same premise they use they used for the was it the Korean goal or the Japanese goal, whatever, at the World Cup. Same thing. Then what I'm pissed about is when Marcus Rashford scored this. When Marcus Rashford had the same thing happen to him, was it 2 weekends ago? Goal got ruled out, but whatever. Now moving on to the second thing, the foul, the alleged foul. Gabriel went to ground because of the momentum that he was trying to head the ball with, not because Joe Linton actually pushed him. Joe Linton had his hands stretched, yes. However, that was a natural movement when you're making an attempt to head a ball. When Gabriel went down, it wasn't as a result of Joe Linton. Joe Linton did not even push him. There was no active pushing from Joe Linton. So look, I mean, look, you can say, you know, I'm an Arsenal hater, whatever. That's whatever. That's neither here nor there. But again, that would have been subjective at best. I've seen those given. I've seen them not given. Now, with regard to the offside, okay, whenever a keeper comes out, right, and he becomes and he takes the place of the last defender, right, whoever the last defender is becomes the goalkeeper. Now, when Joe Linton touches that ball, right, and the ball is making its way to Anthony Gordon, that is a backward pass. It is not a forward pass. So at that point, it doesn't matter that when Joe Linton touched the ball, it was ahead of Gordon or what? No. It was a backward pass. So because of that, it is not offside. So when the goalkeeper makes his way ahead of the ball of the last defender, Gabriel became at that point the last defender. And again, the pass that Joe Linton gave to Anthony Gordon was not a forward pass. It was a backward pass, and that's the key. So I mean, you guys lost fair and square. First loss of the season. Long may it continue. Shout out you, man. I'm going to cook my jollof rice.
Bye. Thank you very much. Finally, we move on. Top 7 predictions. Before I move on, let me introduce our Villa fan, first time on the show. Lindsay, thanks for your patience. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for the invite. Hi, everyone.
Hi. It's been a heated show.
Lindsay.
Arsenal, Newcastle rivalry.
You know, it's interesting. I've been talking to Lindsay on the channel, and she's been very nice and very accommodating. So it's nice to finally meet you in person.
Absolutely,
or should I say virtually?
Yes, that's right. Nice to meet you.
Same here. Nice to meet you virtually. Let's do top 7 predictions. Let's start with Lindsay. You've not said anything.
Okay.
What are your top 7 predictions to the end of the season?
Definitely, I feel like it's going to be a 3-horse race with City, Arsenal, and Liverpool for the title. And I think it will definitely, the 3 of them will finish, I feel like this is a tough one. I feel like, City could steal it again, but I'm wondering, did Arsenal learn from their mistakes last year? Came so close. Arteta did a great job last year. I know everyone, spoke about, that they messed it up at the end, but I honestly felt like Arteta did a great job last season. Liverpool have come back stronger this season. I think last season, was their reshuffling season. They had to figure out how to deal with that Mane, and they've done it this season. So those are my definite top 3. Now, 4th spot.
In what order, though? In what order?
This is so difficult.
Yes, it's just for fun. It's for fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Arsenal, City, Liverpool.
Oh wow! I think Arsenal win the league.
I'm really wondering, will they have learned from last year, and can they do it this year? And I think City, it's a lot of pressure. They won the treble last year. I think we've already seen a few cracks. We see that they're missing KDB. Of course, Alvarez has been doing amazing, and of course, Doku as well has come in and done great as well. But yeah, I'm going to say maybe Arsenal this year. But Arsenal, City, Liverpool. I mean, I feel like it might go back and forth a few times. And then 4th spot, even though I know Spurs is doing well right now, I don't think they're going to maintain top 3. They don't have a good bench. They don't have a bench, essentially. So, we're Maddison injury away from, some upset there. So I feel like, though, the 4th spot is going to be a battle between Spurs, Villa, and Newcastle. I put Villa in there. That's a hope, but United... United, I think, could be up there, but they're still having just so many issues right now, and I don't know if that's going to get resolved. I don't think they're going to fire him yet. They somehow won this weekend, and so yeah. But I feel like they are up there with maybe 5th spot. I feel like it's a battle between Spurs, Villa, Newcastle, and United for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Okay.
So, and Brighton, I don't think they're going to get top 6 this year. I think already we're starting to see, the multiple competitions is a lot for them. So, yeah.
If you have to do it in order from 4 to 7, how you do it?
All right, order. Okay. Arsenal, City, Liverpool.
Okay.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
I know. I'm like, I feel like it could be Spurs, but I'm also hopeful of Villa. But also, I don't want to count out Newcastle as well. All right, let's Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Villa, Spurs, Newcastle.
Okay.
And of course, that's some wishful thinking there,
I think it's fair. It goes with all the underlying stats.
Yeah.
So Samuel.
I don't know. I think personally, I think I'll still give it to City anyway. I feel like they've got enough, squad in depth, and they've got enough squad, to still pipe that 4th spot still. Because obviously, if you look at that team, right, they haven't got KDB and all that. They're still winning games and still dominating teams and all that, and that's massive, And when it comes back, they can only get stronger. So, but I feel like if Arsenal is going to do anything this season, right, then the window January is going to be very, very important for Arsenal to go in and get, a couple of players like a striker and maybe a midfielder as well, because Thomas Partey has just been, do you know what I mean? It's been our problem as well, because we need him so badly, but it's not there. So maybe we need a DM as well, but a striker is going to help a long way, because we're just blunt up top. So if Arsenal is going to, if we're going to pipe City, it's going to be, we need a strong window in January. But I'll keep it at City. I think Arsenal or Liverpool. Okay, I'll give it Arsenal again, because I feel like, Liverpool, they've got new, set of players in their midfield, which is going to, be able, I'm not sure they'll be able to cope with the entire season fully and, be fit and all that. So I'll go with Man City, I'll go with Arsenal, I'll go with Liverpool, and I think I'll go with Tottenham, because obviously they're not in Europe anyway, and they have a cup, so they've only got a game a week, I think, until probably January when the FA Cup comes in and all that. So so I don't really think they'll there should be a problem with them when it comes to injury and all that, because if you're playing a game a week, there's enough rest in that team. So I'm looking at them 4th place. Then I'll go with Newcastle 5th. Because I feel like Newcastle, the Champions League and all that, it's been a while. They've been out of that competition for a long time, like Arsenal as well. But even way before Arsenal, they've been out of that competition. And I just feel like the stress, the back and forth of it is going to affect their league form as well. Because now they're still in the Carabao Cup. They're still in the FA Cup, the league, and Champions League. It's just way too much, and they've got a lot of injuries as well. So I just feel like it's gonna affect their league position as well. So I think they'll come 5th. Then I think I'll go with Man United 6th, right? Because I feel like Eric's gonna get it right. I don't see why they should sack Eric Ten Hag, because I feel like he needs more time. I feel like he's beginning to understand the Premier League, and he needs more time for his players as well to gel a little bit, because he just bought them not quite long ago, so he needs time as well. So I see 6th, 7th. I think I'll give it to Aston Villa as well, because I feel like Unai Emery, he knows how to just keep his mid-table team right. I mean, sorry, I know you're a Villa fan and all that, but I'm not trying to have got you.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's just that Unai Emery, he knows how to, because today I look at his game today, right, against Forest, right, and I was surprised he lost that game. You know what I mean? And if I won the game today, he'll have went fourth or third today in table, which is massively important. And he lost that game, and that's how it's gonna be. You know, he's gonna play very well against top teams, and the lower bottom teams didn't get a point out of him. And that's how he is, man. So I'll go with Villa as well, 7th position. That's it. So it's gonna be City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, I think Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle, right? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No.
Yeah, Newcastle. Is it Newcastle?
I think I missed Liverpool, right? Didn't I? Yeah, I think Liverpool's going to be fourth.
So,
sorry, City, Arsenal. Sorry about that. City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Yeah, Tottenham, Newcastle. Then what's it called? Villa, and yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Villa.
Before Raji goes, Samuel, when I come back to the forum, stop pretending.
Honestly, right? Yeah, I a quick one. Yeah, I left Facebook entirely. Not the forum itself. You know, if we had the forum somewhere else, I'll probably come back to the forum. But Facebook itself is just something I don't want to get involved with going forward. Okay. You know, I've got a problem with Facebook, man. I don't fancy that that medium at all, bro. So I'm out of that. So that's why, yeah.
Fair enough. Jesus is good, but he's a clinical striker. Beg. He's good at thinking attack and occasionally scoring. We'll see not clinical as a striker. That's from Ola. Ola also says, of the potential 3 reasons to disallow Newcastle's goal, the foul on Gabriel is the only legit one, in my opinion.
Facts.
Bein Sports did provide a bird's eye view. The ball wasn't out of play. From Ola.
Fair enough.
Julentin pushed in. Okay. I got comment says Liverpool will be the only real challenger to City. Okay, we'll see. I can see that. I got comment zone is 1 City, 2 Liverpool, 3 Arsenal, 4 Spurs, 5 Newcastle, 6 Villa, 7 Chelsea. Wow, interesting. He says to keep smoking that Amsterdam weed and eventually smoking.
Go and cook your jollof rice, this man. Leave us alone.
Okay, Raji, give us your top 7 quickly.
All right, so now my top 7, and I'm going to tell you, so Liverpool is always good in insurgency years, right? They don't play well one season and they will come back hard the next season. I think the only reason why I feel like City might just get away with this is because of the African Cup of Nations. And I think that the African Cup of Nations is going to remove Liverpool's most significant player, Mohamed Salah, who has created a significant amount of assists. And in that period, I don't think they'll have any player that would replace him.
Wow.
Sorry. So I think because of that, I'm going to give the edge to City. Second place, I think, is going to be Liverpool. I think third place is going to be Arsenal. I think fourth place is going to be Newcastle.
Okay.
I think Tottenham is going to regress. I think that Lindsay pointed out the fact that they don't have depth. I think that is true. They're playing high intensity football, which is true. And because of that, because of the fact they're playing only one game a week, they're getting away with it because they have the teams to rest. A lot of the other teams that they are playing, like Newcastle, are mired with injury. I mean, Arsenal is mired with injury. Teams that are playing in multiple competitions have injuries galore. So for sure, that is affecting those teams. But I think that during the Christmas period is where Tottenham is going to start wobbling. And after January, you're going to see a significant decline. I think one of the reasons why I picked Newcastle fourth over Tottenham, outside of the fact that I support Newcastle, is because Newcastle has January to replenish. And I think that Newcastle is going to spend in January, given the current circumstance. I know the clubs are going to try to block it, because we've stayed here rumbles saying, hey, Newcastle can buy from Saudi Arabia, but all of us can. So it's going to happen. But I think that Newcastle is going to get some players in January that will replenish the squad, especially in the midfield and the striker position. And I think that Aston Villa is going to be sixth. And the seventh team is going to be Manchester United. The reason I'm choosing Manchester United is Manchester United is a moment team. They don't play good soccer, but they're a moment team. And the game they won yesterday was a moment. And they have the players that can create moments out of nothing. And because of that, you always still have to give them the edge. They're going to regress this year. They'll give Ten Hag another year to get his team in order, and I think they're going to improve next season. But I think they're going to finish 7th this season. So that's my take.
Okay, good one. If I say my unsolicited advisor, Lindsay seems to be in good spirits considering Villa chopped today. Refereeing is abysmal. Henry says in the EPL, and City wins the league without a doubt because they don't have their full squad and they're already bossing it. City have KDB and Rodri out, and it's business as usual. Rodri played today. Say Manchester United off without a doubt. Okay, mine is I'm going to shock everybody. I think number one is going to be we're going to see the greatest remontada of all time. Manchester United. I'm joking. That's a lie. I think City are going to win it. I think they're going to win by like 10 points. This time I called the beginning of the season. I'm sticking to it just because I feel like, first of all, they had new signings that I thought were going to struggle, like Doku. He's come and he's on fire already. Mm-hmm. So now they don't even have to rush KDB back. They just have to keep him in the cryogenic chamber for postseason. From like February, they're going to unleash KDB to this, and they're going to go on those crazy runs, win like 12, 15 in a row. Yeah, I think they're going to win it.
Yeah.
Second is very hard to pick, but I'm going to go to Arsenal because I feel like Rice is a
Rolls Royce
cheat in the sense like he literally like stops Arsenal from considering counter-attack goals by himself. He's a counter-attacking cheat. And Rice is typically very fit. If anything happens to Rice, I'll revise my decision, my prediction. I think they'll drop him. Rice has become their most crucial player right now. Third, Liverpool, they have a lot of goals. It's obvious. They just have goals in that team, so they'll be fine. Fourth, I think it's Spurs. I think they've done enough where they even when they regress, because they will regress, I agree. I don't think it will be that far away. Yeah, I think they'll come fourth. I think
I think we should also not forget that Spurs is playing with the manager bounce right now.
Correct. So the structure is there. You can see the structure is there.
I mean, the structure is there, but I think that what happens anyway. Go on.
They regress. They regress. I agree. They regress. They can't just do this Madison Son thing because that's where all their goals is. Those two guys. So they can't just run that for the whole season. It's not possible because Madison is not that clinical, and he always gets injured every season. I mean, when I used to play Fantasy League, I remember he gets injured every season. Madison, like he goes out for like 2 months, 3 months. So because of that, yes, I think they'll come fourth. I think Newcastle will be fifth. They're doing Eddie is doing amazing well. I'll talk about him. Kudos and Donkey. I think sixth will be Villa. I think Villa will come sixth, and I think United will come seventh. Yeah, if we can keep these moments going, yeah, have a different conversation for another day.
So we all agree that Arsenal is not going to win the league.
Yes. Well,
I know they don't win the league. We're not winning the league, bro. Facts. Even me, I'm picking City to win the league, bro.
That might be
City to win the league. So,
Henry says Doku's a problem. Meanwhile, Arsenal is buying Havertz instead of Kudus. Hey, some teams bought player that's pretty much like a barber spinner. I won't say too much. We have a winger that doesn't do anything. I am better than him.
Doku benefits from being in Manchester City.
He does. But he's really good. Let's give him that.
But I mean, he's good. I mean, it's almost the same thing as having what do you call it? What's his name? Alan Saint-Maximin in the Manchester City team. Doku is inconsistent. There's some games that what's his name? Alan Saint-Maximin would be incredible. 3 assists, a goal, and there will be games where he will just get out. But the thing about it is, the Manchester City team, even if you're not playing well, they create chances for you, so you benefit from it. So I think that he's a good player, but I think that the fact that he plays for Manchester City also flatters his skills.
I mean, not only that, right? He's quite young as well. You know what I mean? So which means he's got a lot of growing up to do as well. So I mean, he's gonna get better to me. You know what I mean? In that team.
You have a good point there too. Yeah. But I think you should also look at the case of Sterling. When he was at Manchester City, look at how good he was. He moved to Chelsea. ineffective. Manchester City, the system they have
Yeah, they make
helps
you
players
look
to
good. Yeah,
succeed.
they make you look
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So, you know, that's all Guardiola, man. And I think that Guardiola has a lot
He's
of
just special, man.
credit.
He's
Yeah. So,
But as long as he doesn't start experimenting, though, you know how he loves to just bench players for the sake of it, like he did last week. Benched him, brought Jack on, and then another time he was like, "Oh, let's switch you over and put you on the right and Jack on the left." So just as long as he doesn't, his experiments occasionally fail him.
Yeah.
Champions League finals,
Yeah, that's
True.
true.
So
There's a method to that madness, though, but that's a different conversation.
true.
Method to that madness. Villa, that's why we brought you on here. Unai Emery, I think I looked at the league, everything, underlying stats, points. I think points. Unai Emery has the third most since he has come. Third, I think he's third last time I checked. Third in the whole, like, home and away since he came in October. Like, it's like a year now.
Yes.
1 year Unai Emery
Yes.
at Villa. So tell us, from a Villa's point of view, like Unai Emery, like what is he has a secret sauce that Gerrard didn't have, Steven G. UPG, like United fans, like we call him. UPG.
Yeah, well, I don't think Gerrard really had any sauce. I think you know how it is. You do well in Scotland. And,
Man is sauceless, man.
An England legend, we're always looking, apparently, Premier League players always want that next best English manager. So, I definitely bought into the hype. But it was one of those, well, let's see what he does. An absolute contrast. And if you look at it as well, the players that Emery started out with were the exact players that Gerrard left him with. And even in that first transfer window, the only player he brought in was Moreno as a left back. Everyone else was the same. So, he went from 16th to, 7th, in his first season. So, speak to any Villa player and they are ecstatic. And honestly, you know what, today I wasn't even bothered about today. I that's the truth, because honestly last week I thought we were going to lose, because I was like, okay, we're playing lower league teams, it's going to happen. You have this confidence, you've been playing well, been getting goals left, right and center. You need one of those to take you back to reality. So I thought it was actually going to come last week against Luton, but it didn't. It came today. And so for me, where we go from here will just really show me the maturity of the team and what Emery is doing. And I think we'll be fine. I think we'll bounce back. I think it was just a bad day at the office for everyone. But as a whole, what he's done in a year has been really, really amazing. I know everyone was speaking about Dezibri last season. And I think Unai did kind of fly under the radar a little bit because of that. And he was only 1 point behind Brighton. Sorry, 1 second. And Brighton, they got him a month before we got Emery. I think some crucial things that he did is his hierarchy structure. He's got everyone he wanted. And I think that I don't remember his, tenure at Arsenal too well, but I think there was some politics there that didn't work for him. And, and of course, I know at that time, Arsenal were just looking for results. Yeah. But I think the structure, he has Vidagini and Monchi. And I know there was a point where he was going to get the guy from Barcelona. That fell through, but he got the person he wanted straight away. So I think he's been able to bring in the people that he wants, the people who know him, who he works well with. So having that structure in place, and I think that's the great thing about Edens and Suarez, and they actually wanted him. They were the ones that got him, because I know Newcastle had approached him before and he had said no. But they I don't know what they did, but they, obviously they offered him, hey, you'll get this, you'll get that. So they were able to get him. So I think they held up their end of the bargain and he was able to bring in who he wanted. The only person that he kept was the set piece specialist, Austin McPhee. And even during Gerrard, it was like during Gerrard's season, it was like, okay, what is this McPhee doing? He's not doing anything, because of course we were just playing terrible anyway. Yeah. But the fact that he kept him, you're like, okay, well maybe there must be something about him. And now you see, like so many goals from set pieces. and not just the set piece itself, but how the players are positioned, like the one, Louise, the free kick, and, everyone, they kind of, all the players, distracted everyone else. And McGinn was just able to come in and just knock the ball in. So, just a lot of goals from set pieces because, good plays from set pieces because of that. That's the only guy he kept. But again, I think just that structure of having the people that he wanted. Also, I would say that his man management, like when you hear, like when you look at these guys and you remember this is the same guys that were under Gerrard. I mean, and honestly, what Gerrard did with Mings, stripped him of the captaincy, gave it to McGinn, and then McGinn just, went on a terrible run. Like that was just poor management, how he did that. And I think there was some demoralization of players, under Gerrard, because how is it that the same players, I mean, they're playing like this now? I mean, like Arsenal wanted Luiz last season, right? Because of how well he was doing. I mean, and look at the guy. And you remember, this is a guy that, there's potential because City owned him. But the only reason why he didn't stay with City is because of the work permit. Had they, been able to resolve that, I'm sure, and then of course, there was a buyback clause, but, it never happened. But this past 6 months, you're really seeing what Pep saw in Douglas Luiz, but yeah, we didn't see that with Gerrard. So the man management of what he's doing with these players, Watkins, I mean, look what he's done with Watkins. Yeah. And that's the thing, a lot of Villa fans always like, oh, he's terrible, he's crap, he can't score. And a lot of people wanted us to keep Danny Ings, and he was always a hard worker. Like, you cannot fault his work rate, but he just wasn't getting the goals. So what did Emery do? He sat down with him and he told him, stop running here, stop running there. You're running too much. Get in the width of the box. Time your runs. Just simple strategic things that now has created him, and he's a goal threat and got him back in the England squad. And I think he's up there with Haaland and Salah in goals. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you're like, even Mings, before he got injured, got back into the England squad because, again, he made him a fortress. John McGinn, this guy is so funny. When Villa came to play at the FedEx Field in Maryland this summer, I was able to go and be part of an interview, and I heard McGinn speak, and they were asking, what is it like? And and if you hear the players, they all have such high regard for Emery, and not in a, kissing behind or, just for PR. I think it's sincere that they have bought into, the goal and what he's offering them. And it's funny, he said something here. He said, oh, Emery told me, stop playing like a Scotsman, so, because, I suppose that traditional, old Scottish person, he wanted to have some flair, like the Spaniards and stuff like that. But again, just getting him used to different ways of playing, so I think just that man management with each of these players, and then also knowing the areas where we were weak. The reason why the first person he brought in was Moreno on the left back, because he didn't feel like Digne was doing that job. And then what he also did is brought in players to create that competition, not in a destructive way, but in a healthy way, letting people know that nobody is secure in their place. If you work and you do, what is needed, then you're going to start. And I know there's been some talk with Tielemans not being happy and stuff like that. But again, when he gets the opportunity, is he taking his chances? And then again, bringing in that depth as well, knowing that we're going to be playing in Europe this season, having backups. And, again, what we were saying about, Spurs are just one injury away from not doing so well. I know, Newcastle have a few injuries, and then what happened with Tonali, we had our injuries like literally the opening week. I mean, we lost Mings against Newcastle. We lost Jacob Ramsey. We lost Moreno. We lost Buendia, and he was looking incredible preseason. So these are 4 starting players that we lost. And yes, our first game was abysmal. But after that, you wouldn't know that happened because he just came out. He was able to adjust. He was able to bring in the players, even the new players. I mean, Diaby has been amazing. I was so excited. And I know a lot of people were like, okay, this is good ambition by Villa. But I feel like he's just settled in straight away. And also, not only that, I feel like he's helped spur on Bailey because I know they had a connection from playing together before. And that's another thing as well. I think, some people like a lot of Villa fans weren't happy with Bailey, but I think, just kind of that Emery method and seeing like, okay, is he going to get the best out of this player? And you're starting to see the best out of Bailey as well. So I think just his man management, his belief, and then what he's been able to transfer that belief to the players. His analysis, I mean, they speak about this guy that he'll just be in there for hours. He'll have like 10 people analyzing things. They'll be on a coach. He's analyzing things. He'll bring people into his office and sit down and analyze. So again, just that professionalism that this guy has is on another level. And I think, the players see that. So I know they even apparently Opta couldn't figure out like the how Opta have all these stats and stuff. They couldn't figure out the way Villa play because of how he is able to adjust things and
game after game. He changes everything game after game. Yep.
Exactly. So nobody really knows, and the players know. Okay. Oh, we're changing. Okay, great. Oh, we're doing this. Okay, great. And I think he has that understanding, where sometimes it is a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 or, again, in those fullbacks. And again, Digne, I mean, again, weren't happy with him last season, but he's done great, and then you've got Cash and, knowing that they can come back and forth, and then Kamara and Louise, right there at the heart of it. So I think just individual differences in players, but also an overall, that affects the whole team and that everything is still able to integrate together. And they said, it's very simple. Do what he says, and I think they're doing what he says and we're seeing a difference. So yes, we lost today. But again, like I said, I almost expected that was coming soon because of what good form we have been on week in, week out, scoring, and not just goals from Watkins, goals from all over the place. So yeah, I'm trying to think, did I miss anything?
No, I think you hit everything on there. A couple of questions. There's one question for you we're going to get to very quickly. Oh, this Oga comment says, you mean the right wing flop that spins like Wheel of Fortune? Oh, Anthony, man. Except that man, baby. Ola says, damn, Lindsay just bodied my legend, Gerard, sauceless. That's from Ola. It's a Liverpool fan. Henry says, please don't remember. I think he's talking about Emery's time at Arsenal. I'm sure someone knows a lot about that. Emery is doing a great job and getting the best out of Watkins. Henry says, decent coach, frustrating at times. We need to pick test with Watkins. This is the question for you. Someone says, Lindsay, are you American that grew up in Britain or a Brit that grew up in America? Your accent is awesome, but it's confusing me. Please answer. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I don't mind. I was born and raised in Birmingham, hence being an Aston Villa supporter. I came to America in my early 20s. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I think just of time, if anybody has a one-liner to contribute about, so we'll go to Kudos and Donkey of the week. Samuel, just one-liner, just quick thoughts about Emery and what he's doing. Quick thoughts, just very quick.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think I know a little about Emery anyway. And I never wanted to get sacked at Arsenal. I wanted time for him at Arsenal because I thought,
I remember
players like Saka, Bukayo Saka and all that, he brought him to the frame, Arsenal. So, it's something that I like him personally because I like the way he works and, he's a pure professional coach as well. So, yeah, I like Emery a lot, to be honest with you. But he just didn't work at Arsenal. So, all the best to him and Aston Villa. So,
sometimes it's the fit. For coaching, we always forget that about coaching. Like it's sometimes when people, even get too attached to Ten Hag, which I don't want him sacked, of course. But I always try to remind United fans, it's very possible that Ten Hag is just not a fit. It's very possible.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Raji, I'll just say this. There's a reason why Unai Emery and Eddie Howe were the final two coaches on Newcastle shortlist. they have similar characteristics, taking players and coaching them, and man management. That's some of the things they do, and they have a system that they play. And I think that, you know, he's doing a great job at Aston Villa. And you know, more kudos to him. But I don't want them to be finishing above us. So that's all I'll say.
Okay, final section, kudos and donkey of the week. Lindsay, who's your kudos and donkey for the week? And the way we do it, the week starts from last week, Sunday to Sunday. That's kind of how we do it.
Oh gosh, kudos of the week, probably to Doku. I mean, that was impressive, you know.
I like his greedy. I like his dance when he does the video. I really like that. Like, he knows the culture. That's from NFL culture.
Yes. Yeah. Donkey of the week, of course, refereeing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So probably the donkey every week, but yeah, definitely
Every week, man.
Yeah,
it's been that way. Yeah, for a long time.
Samuel, we know who your donkey, but just tell us.
Donkey just bro, refereeing, man. Refereeing, they are they're all donkeys, bro. I'm telling you. Kudos is gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I'll give it to. I don't know really.
Eddie Howe.
Not really, man. No. That is just bang average, bro. Just to let you know, it's bang average. I'll give it to what's his name? This guy, Masi. What's his name? This new player we just talked about.
Doku?
Yeah, Doku. Because I feel like, you know, he came in right and he had Grealish in front of him. You know what I mean? Now he's playing regularly. That takes a lot of guts as well. You know, for you to come in and, you know, into a treble winning team, you know, and decide to display Grealish. That's huge for him as well. So yeah, kudos to him, and he's done well this week as well. Yeah.
Give me Emery and take Ten Hag with you.
Nope.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my kudos goes to Lionel Messi for winning his Ballon d'Or this week. I think that it's important I think you need to understand that this guy is like almost 37, and this World Cup that happened. If you had asked me a few years ago what I thought about Messi, I would have been very like, he's a great player. But this World Cup was the reason why I was like, man, this is one of the greatest players we've ever seen.
He's the greatest,
you know, and he comes to the MLS and changes the whole dynamic of the team. For anybody who is talking about how Messi shouldn't have won it, they don't know what they're talking about. Messi deserves the Ballon d'Or for this year. And my donkey of the week goes, of course, to the only person who deserves it, Mikel Arteta, for whining and whining and whining. And also Samuel for coming here and continuing his whining. Samuel doesn't deserve it. Mikel Arteta for me.
Okay. My kudos, you guys have mentioned one. You mentioned the two I had in my head. So I'll add the third one I was going to talk about. I think Eddie Howe, you have to give it to him. Eddie Howe is doing an amazing job, I think. In a week, he was able to beat Arsenal and destroy Manchester United at Old Trafford. Yeah, by even resting, by playing their B, C players, whatever. So he gets a little credit for me. Donkey of the week is, in my opinion, Arsenal fans don't like it. Samuel probably doesn't like it. It's Arsenal reason that statement. I'm so against it, and everybody knows I'm consistent. When Liverpool did it, I said the same thing. I think it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary hysteria. If you want to change the laws of the game, you can cooperate with the FA, PGMOL. You can do it privately. It doesn't need to be this public. The reason why
it's your opinion anyway. It's your opinion, bro.
The reason why this public is to affect calls, marginal calls go their way. That's my opinion, whether it's controversial or not. But
it's our opinion. I agree with your opinion.
Honestly, right. I think referees, right, probably be. I mean, I say referees, managers, right, like at our club, they'll probably be complaining for a long time anyway. You know, behind closed doors to this referee, and nothing changes, bro. They keep, I mean, usually, right, before the league starts, right, yeah, they come together, you know. They have the meeting and all that, just to discuss what's going on, what's going to happen and all that. But yeah, these referees, man, these officials, man, they keep doing the same thing every time, but it gets to a point you just get tired of it and you come out public, man. That's the way it is, bro. That's the way it is. Sometimes you take a lot of stuff, right? Look at last season, right? They missed a line for Arsenal against Brentford. No, it's true, bro. It's true. So it's your opinion, bro. We come out,
Right.
we come out, bro. We don't care.
We've come to the end of the pod. Samuel, thanks for coming out from hiding. And we can find you now. Thanks for coming on.
No,
Lindsay,
you can always invite me, bro. I always come, man.
I know you. I'm just joking. Lindsay, first time on the pod. Amazing debut. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Hold
you
on,
so
Lindsay.
much for the invite. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Raji, as always, my man. We're always in each other DM, always trolling each other out. But you know how it goes. It's all love, Raji. It's all love.
Yeah.
Raji,
Thank you.
you guys should win trophy this season, man.
Nobody.
You guys
no,
have to
no,
drop it.